So we officially got our first look at Mark Ruffalo on the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day via a set video and a couple of pictures that I think are very evident of where Bruce Banner ends up going in this film and just beyond Brand New Day, where he goes after this and the consequences of his place in this film. In the video, we see here Mark Ruffalo laying in a stretcher, and that's all this video is. And then in the upper picture, you can see him being clearly injured. So what does that mean? What can we kind of go off of based off this? Well, we know that once a Hulk, after a battle, when they transform back into their human form, they suffer some of those bruises and everything, like we saw with Thaddeus Ross at the end of Captain America: Brave New World. When it was Red Hulk back to Ross, he was a little bit beaten, a little bit bruised. So then, seeing this here, we can only assume that the same thing probably occurred. He transformed into the Hulk, transformed back, and then we see that. Second point, where is the natural endpoint? Where is the natural next step for the Hulk after this film? Think about it, right? Back in like Age of Ultron era, like back height of the Avengers and everything, before Endgame. If the Hulk went on a rampage, Bruce Banner got a little bit too angry, went on a rampage. Worst that could happen is, Bruce would get a little bit of a slap on the wrist, and then Stark would come in and pay for it all. And also he'd get a pass because he's an Avenger, so it's like, oh, silly Hulk. Well, he's an Avenger, so who cares? He can't hide behind that anymore for two reasons. Number one, Stark's dead. He can't just swoop in after a bunch of destruction and say, we'll pay for it. And he also, he can't hide behind the Avengers anymore. He's not an Avenger now. I mean, he was on that island that we saw in, She-Hulk for who knows how long. He has a son now. He has a whole life outside of the Avengers now, so he's really not an Avenger. So then, with nothing to hide behind, he goes on this rampage, he transforms back. Where does he naturally go after this? Well, we saw what happened last time a Hulk went crazy and went on a huge rampage. They went to the raft. And if the President of the United States suffers the consequences and ends up going to a raft after being a Hulk, what would we naturally assume would happen to Bruce Banner? Right? He's going to go to the raft. So I think that is definitely the natural step for his character, just from what we see now. And it's been rumored to death that we're going to end up seeing Savage Hulk. And yeah, I definitely see that's 100% true, because I feel like they haven't really figured out what they're doing with the Hulk just as a character. Ever since they brought in Smart Hulk, it kind of put them in a corner where they're kind of decide how to handle that. But now I've finally figured out they're directly addressing that. So then going into Doomsday, going into Secret Wars, you can have this character that's not held back by being Smart Hulk. He can completely just unleash upon whatever and give you that really cool Hulk action. And even just the implications of him possibly going to the raft, which I think 100% will happen. Right? He goes on this rampage through the city. You don't have Stark Industries to back him up. You don't have he's an Avenger to back him up. Nothing's there to back him up. Goes to the raft. 2 Hulks are in the raft now. That's great setup for a solo Hulk movie, which I know probably won't happen. Again, Mark Ruffalo has said in multiple interviews that, yeah, it's not happening, bro. Just because, the copyright or the rights or whatever. But still, having 2 Hulks in the same location, that could allow for a lot of shit to go down. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Alright? And so, yeah, I just really wanted to cover this because I feel like it has a lot of implications. And, yeah, it really is about it. So, yeah.